Hello, my name is Roboverse. There are so many amazing lines in Harry Potter. Lines come in all shapes and sizes, from simple shouts to brilliant quotes.
What?
Honestly, don't you two read?
And all of these lines are bound to entice emotions within the viewer owing to how iconic they are. In this video, I'll be talking about what I consider to be the best lines for every Harry Potter character. I'll be judging each line not only based on their iconicness and emotion, but also the delivery of the line and how I feel every time I hear them say it. Ready, set, go. Okay, for Harry, he has way too many good lines for me to decide on.
I'm a what?
I love magic. You're the weak one. And you'll never know love or friendship.
We've got one thing that Voldemort doesn't have. I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
However, as great as all of his lines are, I'm definitely gonna have to go with his happy and joyful cheer when riding Buckbeak. It just sounds so bittersweet and happy, as it truly encapsulates the joy Harry is experiencing after years of abuse by the Dursleys and his adversaries around him. Same thing for Ron. He too has plenty of good lines like Harry does, but come on, you all know what I'm going to pick.
Bloody hell, Harry. That was not funny.
That phrase has honestly become synonymous with Ron. Whenever someone thinks of him, they'll always remember him for this iconic catchphrase. But honorable mentions to this line of his. I believe Rupert himself even said that this was objectively his favorite line in the entire franchise.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
And to this line as well.
Do you think we'll ever just have a quiet year at Hogwarts?
No.
Okay, choosing the best line for Hermione is very, and I repeat, very hard. She definitely has plenty of good lines for me to decide on. In fact, every single time she opens her mouth can literally be considered one of her best lines. It all goes to show how utterly contagious her personality is. Take a look.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled. That's totally barbaric. It's good to be back. Congratulations, I can't believe you solved it.
Harry!
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
Coming.
It's not going to work.
But personally, my absolute favorite line of hers is a tie between this one
Just because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
and this one.
What an idiot.
The first line of hers starts out with her feeling pretty concerned for Ron, but I just love the part when she laughs. Just like with the snowball fight in Prisoner of Azkaban, her laugh in this scene is just super freaking beautiful and adorable. And as for the second line, well, it's pretty obvious as to why I chose it. She's just super sassy and cute when she speaks not only that line, but for every line she speaks in the first movie. She truly loved to be bossy during her first year at Hogwarts. Although Ginny doesn't have a whole lot of lines as is, I'll probably go with this one.
Leave him alone.
She's willing to stand up for Harry despite Draco being the bully he typically is, and that just sounds pretty strong of her and admirable if you ask me. Honorable mentions to this line.
Why is it always me?
Poor Neville. I truly feel bad for him in this situation. At first, he always felt as if all the bad and embarrassing stuff happened to him the most, and I can definitely relate to being in a position of self-pity. But on the bright side, this is another one of Neville's great lines. It truly goes to show how consistent practice and effort can come a long way.
Expelliarmus!
You're just as sane as I am.
A pretty funny and obvious pick for Luna. It truly shows how dreamy, unique, and sweet she is compared to those around her. Fred and George have so many good lines in the series.
Never.
Being the pranksters that they are, there are plenty of lines for me to choose from. However, it would honestly be a tie between these two lines, both from Goblet of Fire.
Feet off the table!
Feet off the table! You said!
The first one is pretty funny, but the second one, oh man, is it priceless. I just love it so much when Fred and George are wrestling each other on the ground like old geezers, while the rest of the students cheer them on.
Harry, you put your name in a goblet of fire.
In all seriousness, though, I consider this to be Dumbledore's best line. It's wise, bittersweet, and truly foreshadows the turmoil to come later on in the series.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light.
I will not have you in the course of a single evening besmirching that name by behaving like a babbling, bumbling band of baboons.
Classic McGonagall. She's perhaps the most sassy teacher in the entire school, and no one else can really hold a candle. In fact, this entire scene is just McGonagall triggering all the hormones within all the boys, and making all the girls blush with dumbfoundedness when she talks about the Yule Ball. And just look at Ron's face when he dances with her. That alone says it all.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Well said.
Dobby is free.
How could this not be Dobby's best line? It truly shows his joy of being freed of years of oppression by the Malfoys. This line is super compelling. For one, it truly illustrates the close bond between Harry and Sirius, and it made Sirius's arc come full circle. I don't have much to say other than letting this powerful scene explain the line for itself.
I can tell you stories about your father that would curl even your greasy hair, boy!
Alistair!
It doesn't end here!
I know this isn't technically the real Moody, but I still think this line from him, and the scene as a whole, is absolutely priceless. It truly shows how Moody is willing to embarrass students in the most silly ways imaginable whenever they put another toe out of line.
Don't call me Nymphadora.
Definitely gonna have to go with this one for Lady Tonks over here.
Dumbledore's got style.
He does have style indeed. Okay, come on. You all know what I'm going to put for Draco. Let's face it, this phrase is possibly just as iconic as bloody hell is for Ron.
Potter! 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 Why so tense, Potter?
Honorable mentions to this line of his.
Oh, look, Potter. You got yourself a girlfriend.
And this.
Oh, my father will hear about this.
For Crabbe and Goyle, I don't know of any good lines to put for them, so I'll instead go with these hilarious sounds they make in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Don't stand there, do something. What?
No explanation required. Do I seriously need to explain or mumble a sentence for how evil, cruel, yet iconic this line of hers is? But honorable mentions to this.
He knows how to play. Itchy, bitty, baby. Potter.
Damn, HBC truly killed it with her brutal acting. For Lucius, Jason Isaacs truly killed it with this role, and I'll probably go with this quote from him.
You lost me, my servant!
One moment he's acting all calm and intentionally clueless, but his shift to such an angry and ready-to-kill tone was just so funny and even crazy. Especially since he was about to use the you-know-what curse on Harry right outside Dumbledore's office.
You dare use my own spells against me, Potter. Yes. I'm the half-blood prince.
This one's a classic. And last but least, we have this atrocity standing right before all of us.
Do something! Tell them I mean no harm!
This is without a doubt her best line, because that's the true definition of karma and comeuppance right there. She relentlessly tormented students for quote-unquote lies, and that's exactly what came back to bite her in the guts. It's just as satisfying as seeing Paul Krell losing to the clones because of his overconfidence. Well deserved. And so much for quote-unquote power.
Lies.
What are you doing? I am Senior Undersecretary to Laura Jane Umbridge. Let me go!
And that's all I have for now. I know I didn't get to mentioning every character in this video, and I'll likely make a remastered follow-up to this video in the near future. What character moments or lines should I bring up for next time? What are your favorite lines from Harry Potter? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this type of video. But anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.